The world of illicit drugs is constantly changing. New substances, often called designer drugs, emerge regularly. These drugs are chemically altered versions of existing illegal drugs. The goal is to create substances that mimic the effects of controlled substances while evading legal restrictions. This constant evolution poses significant challenges for law enforcement, healthcare professionals, and policymakers alike. One particular class of designer drugs causing growing concern is Pyrrovalerone cathinones. These substances are synthetic stimulants that have flooded the illicit drug market in recent years. They are often marketed as legal highs or bath salts, deceptively labeled to avoid detection and regulation. However, don't let the seemingly innocuous names fool you. These drugs can have devastating consequences. The dangers of Pyrrovalerone cathinones are multifaceted. They can cause severe health problems, including heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, and even death. The unpredictable nature of these substances makes them particularly dangerous, as even small doses can have life-threatening consequences. Pyrrovalerone cathinones belong to a broader class of substances known as synthetic cathinones. Cathinones are stimulants derived from the khat plant, a shrub native to East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Khat has been chewed for centuries for its mild stimulant effects. Synthetic cathinones, however, are far more potent and dangerous. Pyrrovalerone cathinones are structurally similar to amphetamines and cocaine. They act on the central nervous system by increasing the levels of certain neurotransmitters, including dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. These neurotransmitters are involved in mood regulation, motivation, and reward pathways, which explains why these drugs can be highly addictive. The effects of Pyrrovalerone cathinones can vary widely depending on the specific substance dose, route of administration, and individual factors. However, common effects include euphoria, increased energy and alertness, suppressed appetite, and feelings of empathy and sociability. These seemingly positive effects are often short-lived and can be followed by a host of negative consequences. Pyrrovalerone cathinones, like many designer drugs, often involve complex chemical structures. They typically feature a substituted pyrrolidine ring attached to a cathinone backbone. The specific substitutions on this core structure can dramatically alter the drug's potency, duration of action, and potential side effects. The synthesis of these compounds typically occurs in clandestine laboratories. Chemists often exploit loopholes in drug laws by using readily available precursor chemicals and modifying existing synthetic routes. This clandestine nature makes it difficult to track the production and distribution of these substances. The synthesis process itself can be dangerous, as it often involves handling hazardous chemicals in uncontrolled environments. The lack of quality control in these illicit labs further amplifies the risks associated with using Pyrrovalerone cathinones. The emergence of Pyrrovalerone cathinones can be traced back to the early 21st century. Chemists initially developed these compounds for legitimate research purposes, exploring their potential therapeutic applications. However, it didn't take long for these substances to find their way into the illicit drug market. The first wave of Pyrrovalerone cathinones appeared online in the mid-2000s, marketed as research chemicals or plant food. These products, often sold in colorful packaging, were readily available for purchase without any age restrictions. The lack of regulation and misleading marketing tactics contributed to their rapid spread. As law enforcement agencies began to catch on, clandestine chemists responded by tweaking the chemical structures of these drugs. This cat-and-mouse game between law enforcement and illicit chemists continues to this day, making it challenging to stay ahead of the curve in regulating these ever-evolving substances.